What's up, it's you? For today's video, we have a full Diglett evolution team. So we got Diglett, Dugtrio, Diglett Alola, and Dugtrio Alola to make up the team of 4. Now this team was really frail, so it was quite difficult to get battles with it, because a lot of the time it would be a sweep or I'd get absolutely destroyed, right? If you do want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my live streams, Scene Tanks, Pokemon sweeps, all other forms of salty entertainment. Come and check me out there and drop me a follow. Today we've got 3 battles with the Diglett evolution team, and I really hope you enjoy. The first battle here, this is against Mr. Gussword, and we've also got a theme team here as well, if you can figure it out. Now, the first Pokemon we got here is going to be the Diglett Alola, right? Now, with this Diglett Alola set, I had a lot of success with this one as well. So, we've got a Fissure, Reversal, Iron Head, and Stomping Tantrum set. I've got max speed and max attack here. So I thought, well, let's go for the Iron Head here on the Orbeetle, right? Now, Orbeetle's going to go for a Zen Head, but that is going to miss. Allow me to go if we get another Iron Head. Now, Iron Head is a 4-hit KO here, but I do get a flinch set, which is very important. And then I got another one, so I got 2 in a row. It's unbelievable. And Orbeetle is going to get, it's going to basically get flinched out by the Diglett Alola. So a pretty lucky start to the battle there, I've got to say so myself. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be the Wooloo. I popped a Fissure and a miss. Like, okay, it's fine to miss. Now we got the Wooloo going for a Growl here, and it's going to drop my attack. So a Growl Wooloo. I thought it might be Throat Spray for a second, but it just had Growl, right? So go for the Stomping Tantrum. This is going to be powered up there, but since Wooloo is obviously running an Everlight set, right, it's going to be able to tank that really easy. Plus, I already had my attack load. Now this is a copycat Wooloo with Stomping Tantrum. It does a lot of damage there. Nearly takes out my Diglett. Now, the Diglett Alola here, right, is a Tangled Hair set, or Tangling Hair set, which drops the opponent's speed. Quite a, I guess it's pretty much very similar to Gooey, right? So go for a Fissure here, and the Wooloo gets hit and it goes down. So I'm very lucky so far with this little Diglett, right? Now, the next Pokemon we got here is the Cinderace. Now, Cinderace is going to come in, outspeed me, and go for a Overheat, and Diglett is definitely going to go down to that. But it took 2 Pokemon out, so I was pretty happy with that. Like, the Diglett and Dugtrio, they're very fast Pokemon, but, like, pretty much even resisted attacks really do a lot of damage to the run. So we're going to bring in Dugtrio. This is definitely the best set on my team here, right? We got a Sand Veil. Actually, no, this is an Arena Trap set. We've got Curse White Herb, Sandstorm, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. Max speed and max attack. Now we got the Cinderace swapping out here. It does have negative and special attack, and we've got the Swinub coming in. So, okay, Swinub, interesting. So setting up the Sandstorm here, which I thought could be handy for the rest of my team. There was a Sand Veil Diglett on my team too, which I thought that could help. So I thought, well, I'm first going to Swinub. It's probably going to go for some sort of ice move here. If it's physical, I should be able to take it a little bit better with the Curse Ray. So getting Curse Boost there, giving me attack and defense. And of course, my speed is not going to get dropped due to the White Herb. Here comes a Icicle Crash from the Swinub. It is going to land, and look at the amount of damage it did to me. I lived on 3 health. You wouldn't read about it, people. So now, right, I can go for the Stone Miss, and it lands it, which is great there. And Swinub has a Focus Sash too. Oh, man, this is one of those days, right? Now Swinub's going to go for an Icy Wind there, and Dugtrio is going to go down. I think Icy Wind would have been a 1 to 2 hit KO regardless on Dugtrio. So that was pretty crazy that Curse allowed me to live a Icicle Crash from the Swinub, which is super funny, right? Next Pokemon is my, this is my normal Diglett here. This is a Bright Powder Sand Veil set. Pure scum. I've got Rock Slide, Astonish, Mud Slap, and Substitute here, right? I can just go for a simple Astonish here and take out the Swinub there. A little bit of disrespect too. But this one is sort of mainly meant to hide behind the Substitute, spam Mud Slap, and then, spam Rock Slide and Astonish, right? Next Pokemon is the Cleffa. You wouldn't believe how much of a time I had with this Pokemon, right? So Cleffa is going to have its action dropped, and now it's going to go for a Disarming Voice. Now, Disarming Voice actually counters me because it doesn't actually miss, right? So there's not a lot of damage I can do this apart from Mud Slap or Rock Slide, right? And both moves, I mean, Rock Slide's probably going to do a little bit more, but this Everlight is definitely, the Cleffa is definitely Everlighter, right? So it's going to be going for another Disarming Voice. Actually, it gets through me completely, right? Because even through my Substitute, that would be hitting me as well. So Rock Slide does a fair bit more damage here. I do get a flinch, but it doesn't do a lot of damage there. So I'm going to keep going for flinches over and over again. And now the Cleffa is going to have Wish as well. So there is no way that I'll be able to beat this. I have to get man, I'd have to get like a crit and then a crit. Like a crit, then a flinch, then a crit, right? And it would not have to attack for like 2 turns. So it's also got Wish 2s and Protect combinations, so it's going to get all of its health back that I did do it with the Rock Slide. So I was like, let's just keep going for Rock Slide here. I'll send another Pokemon in afterwards there. So Rock Slide, I'd say, is about a 4 to 5 hit KO. So here comes another Disarming Voice from the Cleffa, and that one actually was a critical hit, and Diglett is going to go down. It was always funny when Diglett came on in the Pokemon anime, right? Before you got to see it, Brock actually was holding it in the anime, and it didn't have any like legs or arms under it. But it was always a thing that Diglett had this massive body underneath the ground and stuff like that. But then there was an anime episode of Brock actually holding the Diglett or Dugtrio up. I forget which one it was, and it just had the little dirt mound there underneath. That's pretty much all it was, just a little like face with like of a head, pretty much, you know, like a little mole. So I'm gonna go for the Dynamax on my Alola Dugtrio. This is a special set. We've got Steel Beam on this one. I don't want to use Steel Beam because I'll rinse half my health. I've also got Sludge Wave on this one too, so I can boost my special attack. And I've got Max Speed and Max Special Attack. So casually dropping Stonjourner's Cousin there on top of the Cleffa really does underwhelming damage. I gotta say right there. This Cleffa is bulky, people. Like, I'm struggling against it. Probably like the first time you ever see like a Cleffa like completely wall out a team. So now the Cleffa is gonna go for a Misty Terrain here, right? So it's getting a little bit misty on the field right now. I am going to go for a Max Ooze here to try and boost my special attack, right? So that wasn't enough to take it out, but the next one will. And that means I've got Ancient Power as one of my moves too, so that's what I was going to use against the Cinderace, right? So here comes another, the first Disarming Voice. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Obviously, I'm going to resist that being Steel type and stuff. And I'm going to go for another Sludge Wave, and the Cleffa is going to go down. So I had to Dynamax my special Dugtrio or Alola just to take out a Cleffa in Pokemon, people. Only on people Shadow, right? So bye-bye, Cleffa. Now we've got a Cinderace left, and we've got another Pokemon being the Lycanroc. So I can go for a Steel-type move here, being a Max Steel Spike. But since I'm out of the Dynamax now, I'm going to have to go for a Steel Beam there, right? So with Steel Beam, it is going to sacrifice my health, but I felt like I needed to do it. Otherwise, this thing was going to live, right? So Lycanroc is going to get one shot. I'm going to rinse half my health there, which is okay, right? Now, the last Pokemon is the Cinderace here. I already know that it's got Overheat, and there is a chance that I will probably be outspeed by this. So I went for my move, and the Cinderace is going to have a Misty Seed to boost its special defense, and it's going to go for Overheat here as well. I don't know whether I would have taken that out or not because it got that Misty Seed boost, but a very good game there in the end. Thank you for the battle, Mr. Gulsor, and I hope you enjoyed the first battle with the Diglett Evolution team right there. But such a frail and offensive team to use, right? It's just basically a glass cannon team. All right, let's get on to battle number 2 here. This one's against Onua. I think I said that right. And this was a 4v4. Now, the first Pokemon we got here is going to be Xatu. So Xatu isn't bad against my team, especially against this Diglett, because I've got a lot of I've only got a Steel-type move to hit it with, right? I can't use I really can't use Fissure or Stomping Tantrum yet. And Reversal's sort of out of a question as well. So I can either try and spam Iron Head to get a flinch or swap it out and leave it later on. I decided to go for the spamming Iron Head and I get a flinch. So I'm like, great, that's awesome. And then Xatu's got like a Toxic Orb, like, I feel like it plans to give me a poison status somehow or an item or Psycho Shift. And that's not going to happen, right? Because it is going to go to sleep. So like, okay, so maybe it's a... goodness, I don't know. Maybe it's like an early bird Xatu. I'm not really sure what's going on right now, but there's some sort of strategy happening there, unfolding. So I'm going to go for another Iron Hand here. I've got absolutely nothing to lose, right? It's a 3-hit KO. Now, Xatu is going to be asleep right here, and it's going to be going for a Sleep Talk. Now, I was like, I wonder what move that Xatu is going to use, right? And then it gets a classic Pip Night Rest Sleep Talk. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I know that feeling, people. I know that feeling deep inside, right? Then I get a flinch for that Iron Head, and now the Xatu is forced to swap out here, right? Because it's going to go down to the next Iron Head. In comes Dusknoir. I was really worried what I could actually do to Dusknoir. I need to hit this thing very hard, maybe with my other, like, Dugtrio that was, like, offensive of Curse. Iron Head did nothing, but Fissure lands, and Dusknoir is going to be the first ghost in the center of the earth. Wait, couldn't a ghost just slide through the ground and then be in the center? Anyway, let's get back to the battle. Next Pokemon, oh, look, it's another ghost. It's Gengar. So once again, I was like, well, I could go for the stopping change, but let's go for Fissure again, and it landed twice in a row. And Gengar is going to get one-shotted there as well. So Diglett is popping off right now. It's taken out half the team, so getting a mini sweep right now. Next Pokemon is the Wigglytuff. I just went for Iron Head here, right? Did a lot of damage, and I got a super big amount of damage, and then a flinch. I was like, wow. The next hit actually takes out the Wigglytuff, unless they've got something up their sleeve, right? Now we got my opponent go for a Dynamax Wigglytuff here. Like, they are in extreme dire straits here because the Dusknoir's gone, right, which is probably the bulky Pokemon on their team. The Gengar's gone, and Wigglytuff is facing a super effective Steel type. And the Xatu is asleep at the moment, so not the greatest situation in the world there, right? So now Diglett, right, I went for the Iron Head, and Wigglytuff's going to go for the Max Guard there, right? Now, Wigglytuff does have leftovers as the item too, so I'm assuming they did that to get more health back, which is fair enough, right? That's what I would have done there. So Wigglytuff gets a little bit of leftovers there. And then they went for 2 in a row. I'm like, wow. So they got 2 Max Guards off in a row. Blissey rent-free. And I'm going to go for Iron Head, and it's obviously going to fail there, right? So there's some more leftovers recovery on the Wigglytuff. So, okay, that's good. I don't think I'll be able to take them out here. Like, unless I go for Dynamax Diglett with a Max Steel Spike and take them out there to try and get the Diglett Alola sweep here, right? So go for the Dynamax Diglett here. I thought about doing it. I was like, yeah, I haven't actually Dynamaxed my Diglett Alola yet, so let's do that, right? Normally it would have been, you know, one of the, like, the Dugtrio or the Dugtrio Alola there, right? Look at those, look how big its hair is, right? Those strands of hair, they've been like as long as, I don't know, as long as your entire body, but there are only 3 of them. So we're going to go for the Max Steel Spike here. The Wigglytuff doesn't go for it yet, a 3rd Max Guard. That would have been crazy if they got that off. And the Wigglytuff is going to fake to the Diglett, and Diglett gets a defense boost there as well. So bye-bye Wigglytuff. All that's left now is the Xatu from earlier on, which we've seen that had Rest and Sleep Talk, and that's pretty much all we really seen that it had, right? So go for Max Steel Spike on the Xatu here, and that is enough to take out the Xatu, and that, my friends, is a Diglett Alola sweep there. I may even put that battle up there, the live version of that, on my channel, like maybe tomorrow or the next day. It was pretty interesting. The other Pokemon on their team were a Grovyle, which I had reversal for, and another Pokemon which Diglett could handle very, very easy. So I don't think it would have mattered there if they brought their entire team, which was, I guess that Diglett was just, it was sort of just perfect for that team, and I got so lucky with the Fissures, right? But thank you, Unro, for being such a good sport there. And I mean, it's a one-hit KO move. It happens to the best of us, right? Next battle, this one was against Jopaking here, and we got a Carkol lead. Now, this was a bit of an interesting matchup. So I went for the Mud Slap on the Carkol. This is my Bright Powder Diglett this time. And we're both going to use accuracy moves. So we got Smoke Screen and Mud Slap. I was like, oh no. This is going to go for a while, right? The 20-minute timer is already looming. So go for Rock Slide. It doesn't do lots of damage there. This is definitely an Everlight set, but I get a flinch for that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So go for Substitute. I thought that'd be a good move because maybe some of their attacking moves will miss, and it might buy me a little bit more time because Carkol was a lot more bulky than my Diglett, right? So Mud Slap's going to miss, and then Fire Spin's going to miss. So it seems to be like a trapping Fire Spin set, right? So in this part here, we missed a couple of moves there. There was like a burn up and then a Fire Spin miss, and then I kept going for Mud Slap here. I thought Mud Slap's going to be good because at least I'm doing some form of damage there. Now, the thing is, if Carkol does go for burn up, that'll easily break my sub there, so I'll be forced to go for yet another one. Right? So burn up is going to land there, and my substitute is going to go bye-bye. At least I didn't take that burn up there without a sub, because Diglett, probably would have got one shot of there, right? So now I can go for a Rock Slide here. I'm going to go for the flinches, and it really does very underwhelming damage there. Like, I'm going to need like probably another 10 to 20 to take it out. Unfortunately, now the Fire Spin has landed, and that pretty much spells doom there for Diglett, unless I get very, very lucky with like a couple of very big crits or something like that. Even a Rock Slide crit. I need like a crit, then a flinch, and a crit, then a flinch. But Fire Spin is still doing, like, actively doing damage to me every single turn, right? So Cargo, I think I just went for a Smoke Screen before. I went for Astonish now. Astonish does around what Mud Slap does, and Smoke Screen is going to miss me there. It's not often you get to see a Mud Slap and a Smoke Screen battle here, people, only on my channel, right? So go for the Astonish. It's going to miss, which is very astonishing. Fire Spin is going to miss here again. We both had such average actually at the moment here as well. So I'm down to my last 8 health here. I got a final Mud Slap hop, and I'm gonna fate this turn regardless whether the Cargo lands an attack against me or not, right? Fire Spin is going to miss, and Diglett is going to go down. I mean, Fire Spin doesn't even have 100% actually, so that wasn't going to be landing too often. Plus, I had that the Bright Powder as well. Next Pokemon I'm going to bring in here is going to be my Dugtrio Alola. Now, I thought about this. I was like, maybe I can use Ancient Power here. I might be able to get a couple of stat boosts, but I probably don't want to get hit by a Fire Spin, right? But I should be all right because I did land a few Mud Slaps, right? So go for Ancient Power. It's going to not get me a boost, and Fire Spin lands the first time. It's like, okay, I really can't mess around too much because if that hits me with another attack, I will not be able to use Steel Beam outside of Dynamax. So I was like, let's just get rid of this Carkol right away here with the Steel Beam. I am going to use up a lot of my health, but it was worth it. I probably should have done that the first turn, but I thought I had a little bit of opportunity there to go for Ancient Power. I just didn't think Fire Spin would land the first go right. Next Pokemon we got here is going to be the Avalugg. This actually isn't all that bad. I'm going to have to sacrifice my Dugtrio here with the Steel Beam, but I think it's fully worth it because Avalugg's got ginormous defense, so I really need to hit it very, very hard there, right? And it doesn't, I'm not sure whether it had Sturdy or not there, but if it had Sturdy, it wouldn't have mattered there, right? Now, the Avalugg was going to go for a Powder Snow Avalugg. That probably would have taken me out, let's be real. So bye-bye Dugtrio. Next Pokemon is the Diglett Alola. So this is the set from earlier on that was doing all the sweeping. I can simply clean up here and go for the Iron Head and take out the Avalugg there. But Avalugg's a very cool Pokemon. I always like Avalugg. It's just got a very, very cool design there. Especially, I liked in the DLC too how it was like sort of floating in the water, like well, not just sitting in the water. It looked really cool. So in comes the Snorlax here. Now my opponent has a theme team as well. Can you guess what the theme team was? And we got a metronoming Snorlax here with Leech Seed, and that's bad because that's going to get rid of my Focus Sash there, right? Now I almost have to land a Fissure against the thing. Fissure is going to miss here, right? Now, the Snorlax are going to go for a Dankus there. I was like, okay, well, Diglett's probably going to faint because it's got like 2 defense, right? And Diglett is indeed going to faint. And they're going to get a Tangling here, but it doesn't matter. Snorlax is really, really slow anyway. Now, this is pretty funny. So, I've got my Dugtrio as my last Pokemon. I really need to get a Curse up, right? Just to do any form of damage to it, right? So I went for Curse here, right? I got my Curse up, which is going to boost my attack and defense up, and it's going to get rid of the speed drop. Not that mattered against the Snorlax, right? Now, the Snorlax, right, is if he hits me with any sort, even any sort of real powerful move, it is going to do a lot of damage, right? It gets the Metro, and that was all Thomas, the Tank Engine, had to see for today, my friends. High jump kick, Snorlax. He did a lot of damage to me there as well. So I'm like, man, I have to go. I got to hit the Desperation Dynamax button here. What I got to do is I got to go for the Max Rockfall, get the sand up, and hopefully Metronome doesn't get like another move like that, right? That'd be terrible. I was actually kind of hoping that the high jump kick would miss, and then Snorlax would lose like half its health. But using high jump kick against the Dugtrio is pretty funny, right? That Snorlax also had apparently had no attack EVs whatsoever. So you can see how frail that Dugtrio is, right? So while Stonejourner's cousin is come out to play again there, it's going to drop a solid amount of health on the Snorlax, being a 2-hit KO. So getting that stand up, which is very good. Snorlax is going to go for a Metro, hoping it doesn't get anything real good there, and it gets Dragon Pulse. I'm like, okay, that's not going to do much damage, so that's fine. Now I can go for a second Max Rockfall, and that will take out Snorlax there too, even with the leftover stuff. Now after this, it was a 4v4, so there was one more Pokemon here as well. We hadn't seen a Dynamax just yet either. So dropping another Boulder, another Stonejourner, on top of the Snorlax, and it is going to be faking right. Now, the last Pokemon is the Phalanx, and apparently this is a special Throat Spray set, so they need to set the Throat Spray up first, and they'll play into Dynamax the next turn. However, the Max Quake coming from a Dugtrio at +1 was too much for Thomas, and he is going to faint right there. Hope everyone enjoyed the Diglett Evolution team. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and peace out.